Can we stop talking about lesbians and talk about wrestling instead?
We could do both.
Okay, why not? Hello, everybody.
Any ideas?
Oh, God.
Layla Hirsch got married recently, if I recall correctly.
Hello, everybody. I'm Bud Robinson. Welcome to the BREWDCAST. Over here,
it's your fault.
Robinson.
No.
Hey,
this is I am Bud Robinson. This is I'm down here. You're
and
out there. You're
is
Town.
Leon. I'm Town. Oh, wait. Little Danhausen.
Oh shit.
And then
I like the back. Oh. I love that he has 3 heads. Also, the box is pretty dope. Is that like an official AEW thing, or is that like a premium one, or what?
Yeah, it's an AEW one. It's like a special edition one. They also have a hook I'm looking at. Okay, but when I look up right now, because it's on my shelf up here, when I look up, this is what I see. And I'm like, oh shit! I've got him right next to my.
3 different. Are the heads like 3 different versions of his makeup, or?
Yeah, and then they have 3 sets of hands, so you can curse people.
Oh, nice.
It was. I was gonna buy just the regular one, but then I saw that and I was like, "That's really fucking cool."
Nope, gotta have that. Yeah.
I'm not even into figures. Like, I'm not. But like with AEW, I'm finding myself like, okay, I want that. That's kind of cool. So.
Yeah, they've been doing some snazzy stuff, so I don't blame you in the least.
A piece of paper. They're trying to sell me more shit.
Well, obviously.
Nice.
The WWE ones, which are kind of cool. I mean, they've got some cool shit there, but I see Cody Rhodes.
I got a couple shirts I've been meaning to order from them.
I see the Cody Rhodes figure, and I'm like, yeah, okay, cool. I don't care about that anymore.
The only bit of merch I'm eyeballing right now is chin up, tits out, and I don't even know if they have that anymore.
Yeah, they do. If you go on an AEW shop, I'm sure they do.
Good.
I like their merchandise way more than I like WWE's.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
And I think it's
absolutely.
I think it's because God, that Danhausen freaks me out when I look up. Holy fuck! If I jump during this, okay, like he's right there. It's in my peripheral now. I just gotta go like this. No, I feel like they're more in touch with what their fans want, and I feel like they have a better feel for merchandise. And they're not pushing it to push it. They're not pushing a narrative. They're responding to a situation. You know what I mean? Like with WWE,
responding to a demand rather than hoping that they can fill the supply.
Exactly. I remember when they tried to call Christian the creepy little bastard. Do you remember that? Like in 04?
Mm-hmm.
And they made shirts and stuff, and it was just like, that's stupid.
Yeah.
Hey, those are fun chants, though.
I suppose so.
Those chants. They made me happy. But yeah.
Many moons ago.
Many moons ago.
I'm watching Andre the Giant Doggy Paddle, so that's kind of cool in the chat.
I can only dog paddle.
Bud was late, so I put memes in there until he showed up, and I put some gems in there. I enjoyed Dynamite.
It was all right.
Enjoyed it.
No.
Enjoyed it.
No, you didn't. Sorry.
No, I did. I really did.
You think you did. You did not.
There was... I thought the Joe match with Keith Lee could have been better. I enjoyed the opener.
I'd like those two to get usual. I'd like to see those two just get a pay-per-view where they can.
They didn't get enough time. They didn't get enough time. The women's match.
Give that match more time. Fuck.
The women's match should have been longer. As is customary, I thought the thing at the end of the women's match, the face-off was like awkwardly weird.
Yeah.
The guns coming out was just to get them a match. I thought Swerve Penta was pretty fucking good.
Mm-hmm.
I thought MJF, Daniel Garcia was a hell of a fucking opener. And I thought the main event was fine. It wasn't like earth shattering, but it wasn't bad. It was
I don't
really, it was a
even
good
remember
match.
what it was. Oh, Mark Briscoe versus Jay White. I thought that was a good showcase for both of them.
Yeah.
Because as you've pointed out, Jay White has done very little wrestling in the last month or so because he's always running away from MJF.
I was very pleased that he got a clean win.
Mm-hmm.
Because he's so weak right now. I mean, he's going to lose. We know he's going to lose. That's fine. Whatever. It's whatever. I thought the ending was good, but kind of predictable because MJF got the leg up.
Mm-hmm.
Next week, the Bullet Club will get the leg up before they go into the pay-per-view. Then Max will win. I think that's pretty evident. There was
that booking sounds familiar.
They do that. That's how they book Manias. The Tony Storm Sheeta segment was so cringe. I loved it. I loved it. I was sitting like, I'm uncomfortable, but I love it.
It was weird.
It was so bad. Sheeta's not a good play off that, but Tony Storm is. I don't think Tony Storm's gonna win, but she should.
We'll see. I don't know. I kind of think the opposite. I don't think Sheeta's gonna win, and I think she should.
Really?
But I don't know what you do with Tony Storm after this because she's been hunting the title for this whole time. If she doesn't win it, what the fuck does she do?
I think Sheeta's gonna win.
I
don't think they're gonna pull that off of her that quick.
I hope that you're right. I do, but history tells a different story.
They've been hot potatoing that belt a little bit too much as of late.
Yeah.
And that part of that had to do with Wembley, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And we haven't seen Saraya in a while, or Ruby. So
Ruby just had a match with Sheeta. Not last week, but the week before.
Yeah, but like since then we haven't seen her.
That's true. Yeah.
I have no complaints about tonight. There was things that could have been better. I would say, but I thought overall the story they're telling with MJF is phenomenal, and it's layered, and it's got so much going on. If they lost him, if they didn't have him, they would be fucked.
Yes.
Yeah. They would be totally fucked. Totally fucked. Like if he got hurt, they'd be fucked. Which is a huge issue, but it's the same issue that WWE has with Roman. In a different way.
I don't know if I agree with you entirely because they have enough people that they could rely on. Yes, they would take a hit. They would absolutely take a hit. But I think like WWE losing Roman Reigns is a bigger deal than if they lost MJF. They would take a hit, but they have guys that can step up and make...
Disagree. I disagree. I like arguing with you. It's so much fun. I think Seth Rollins. I think Cody Rhodes. I think you just fast lane Cody Rhodes. Just give him the belt sooner if something happened to Roman. Plus, Roman's already pretty much gone.
That's fair. Yeah.
And I think MJF is like the focal point of like eight, 9 things that are going on. If you pull that away, what do you have?
I mean, you can say the same thing about Adam Cole. Like they had this hot track for Adam Cole and MJF, and then they lost Adam Cole. I think they can riff it. That is the problem, though, is that you also have 2 titles tied up with MJF right now. So if he got injured,
he's also the main feud for Samoa Joe, for Jay White, for the Bang Bang Gang. He's also doing shit with the Acclaimed. He's got the fucking thing with Wardlow. Like he's everywhere.
Yeah.
Everywhere.
Yeah.
And I think that would really hurt them right now. He's also the biggest star. Just no questions asked.
From the number of storylines he has going on right now, you make a good point. That's very true.
Yeah. That would be the hurt. Could they get somebody in that spot and have a guy be a successful champion? Absolutely. I don't think that's the case. But I think storyline wise, they'd be very hurt.
Joe.
I think Leon would be hurt.
I want Joe to take it now. Like I want nothing more than for Joe to take the title. I don't care when. I don't care if it's off of MJF. I want him to have the title, and I want him to murder people for a year and a half. That's what I want.
I don't see them doing that. I agree with you. That'd be fucking cool.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
I mean, they took the ROH TV title off of him. That's what they got to be playing for.
I don't think he's going to be the one to do it, though. I think he'll be a good feud for MJF, though.
Yeah.
And I think getting him off of that ROH TV title is great because it gives somebody else a chance to have a run with that.
That's the thing.
Because he's who the fuck's going to beat Samoa Joe? He's that dude, you know.
I mean, how many times did we say this is the person who can beat Jade Cargill, and they just kept running it? I'm happy that they are doing the opposite. Like his reign has run his course. It was a great reign. Let's be done with it. I love that.
Yeah. Who's wearing the mask?
I don't fucking know.
Jerry the King Lawler.
I'm starting to think Jungle Boy might be.
Oh, could be. Yeah.
Could you imagine if they had Jungle Boy come out in the mask in Chicago and attack MJF?
Oh, God.
You would have a fucking riot on your hands.
The man who
Like,
retired
legit.
CM Punk.
Like, legit.
Oh, God, he can say that. He should use that. I don't know if he can say it, but he should use that.
No, I don't think he can, but that would be hilarious. What if it's Punk?
I mean, I mentioned it last week. I know it's not.
I'm listening to
kinda
people-
hope it
I'm listening
is.
to people talk about it. Like, people in the business are like, it's Punk, it's fucking work, it's clear. And I'm like, you're so full of shit. Then I listen to him talk. I'm like, oh, yeah, okay. That would break the world. If that was fucking CM Punk, that would break the world.
Mm-hmm.
Dear God, that'd be fucking...
Their ratings would go through the roof. I mean, it would be the biggest work ever. You know? I initially thought it was the Bullet Club, like trying to act like he did it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that anymore. Then I thought it was Roddy. I don't think it's Roddy either.
No.
I think it's somebody different. I think Jungle Boy would be a good choice.
Mm-hmm. I kind of forgot Jungle Boy existed.
That's why he'd be perfect.
Yeah.
Not as perfect as CM Punk.
I sort of wonder if CM Punk was originally the one who was scheduled for that, who was going to do something like that, and then he got, he went home.
I'm pretty sure it's not the Big Show.
I don't know about that.
What about the other Nemeth brother?
Hmm?
Yeah, but they started this before he got canned.
Yeah, but they could retcon it.
Yeah.
If
would
they
that,
really
would that
wanted
even?
to.
I would be disappointed
Yeah, maybe.
because I don't want to see Dolph come in and do that. I don't want to see them. They've done a really good job of not bringing in like mid-card WWE guys and having them fight for the belt.
And skyrocketing them to the top. Yeah. That's
They
a very
need to
good
keep
point.
doing that. Because otherwise it makes you look Bush League. If you come in and they grow slowly and get over, fine. But maybe it's Miro. It's not Miro. What if it's fucking Koko Beware?
Don't really have a build for him. And is Koko still alive?
Koko's alive. He's a little old.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Frankie died in a fire, though. I remember reading that.
It's probably Ric Flair. Let's be honest.
That actually would. Ric Flair versus MJF. Oh no.
And this is the match where he actually dies.
Why would you put that out there? Why?
Make it happen, Tony.
Why would you do such a thing?
Who the fuck could it be? Like
Why would you do something to do this?
It can't be. Like, I don't think it's anybody on the roster. I think it's somebody that's either hurt or coming back, or somebody new. Like, who's a big new signing? What if it's what's his face? The guy that everybody's trying to sign. Osprey.
Could be Osprey. I still think he's under contract, though.
Would that be good if it was Osprey?
No.
Like I wouldn't debut Ospreay that way.
I don't think he's a good fit for MJF right out of the box.
What if it was Roman Reigns?
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Oh, we're making ridiculous claims now. Okay.
Could you imagine though?
John Cena.
If he came to AEW like that, people would fucking.
Yeah.
He might not make it out of that arena. Who else just got fired? I don't know. I have no idea who the fuck it is, which is good. It's good when you don't know who it is. That means they've done a good job. So many times you sit there and you're like, well, that's clearly this person.
Yeah, I like it when it's not obvious.
Yeah, and I like it when the internet doesn't know.
When they keep like they haven't featured it.
It gets groups like us talking about it.
It's true. They haven't featured the guy like very often, or the person. Yeah. We don't know if it's guy, which I think has helped a lot because it makes it so that like we kind of forget about it for a little bit. Like we're not spending 8 weeks thinking about who it could possibly be, and then all of a sudden we're like, oh shit, him and Nick Nemeth aren't in the same room together ever. It's clearly him.
Hey, Nick Nemeth. I think they're doing. I think they're on the cusp here. We've kind of talked about the ebb and flow that AEW has, and how sometimes this really gets like bogged down, and then it comes back, and it goes back down. There's a little ebb and flow to that, and I feel like they're shooting in the right direction here.
I mean, yeah. They also, it sort of lines up with their pay-per-views, which is one reason why monthly pay-per-views might be a good thing, or more pay-per-views, not necessarily monthly, because then they have something to shoot for in the interim instead of like spending a month just like throwing random people together.
The only thing I like is the only thing I like about that though is sometimes they take a long time to build up like title matches for pay-per-views.
Yeah, that's true.
They get a way better build just than, haha, I hate you. No, haha, I hate you. Fuck you. Fuck you. We're gonna wrestle. They hate each other. They've been mad for 2 weeks, which is vintage WWE.
Which is exactly what they're doing with the Elite right now. Just throwing that out there.
I thought I don't want to see another Elite feud right now.
Yeah, I don't know if it's going to wind up being a feud. We shall see. It doesn't make any sense. Like, it's so ridiculous because they just got back together.
Yeah.
Why are we showcasing the fact that the Elite is so fragile? Unless we're just going to break them up. And then you've just broken up the faction that made which I guess isn't terrible, but it's weird.
It's all Punk's fault.
Agreed. What if it's Swerve?
That would be really good. That would be really... I actually could see a scenario where Swerve fucking beats MJF and becomes the next champ. That would make a ton of fucking sense. That would be awesome. I think
what if Swerve were the devil?
Bud just said
that's what we were saying.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's okay.
I completely missed my bad.
Swerve does the swerve.
Because he's too busy, too much fucking cat hair in his ears.
Hey.
It very rarely gets into your ears. Very rarely. Everything else, yes, but not in the ears.
Sorry.
Leon, do you have mass amounts of cat hair in your butt crack?
No.
This is a very
Put it up there. Put it up there. We get a check.
No.
We're not checking Leon's ass. This is not this is not that kind of podcast.
See that.
We don't do strip searches here.
Bud, do you have any notes about anything you want to talk about? Because we've kind of been a little bit weirdly rambling here.
I don't know. Yeah, that's okay, because I don't really know what the fuck to talk about.
Talk about our feelings.
I feel like
Danhausen's fucking staring at me. It's creeping me out.
I feel like it should be Danhausen. You mentioned that last week. It should be Danhausen.
Oh my god, I would love it. I'm very evil, Max. Just that would work.
Swerve is on the top of his game right now. Like
Swerve's amazing.
I want them to do something with Starks and Bill, but right now they can pretty much do anything.
Are they gonna even have a fucking match at the pay-per-view?
That's a good question. I
Because
hope
it
they
doesn't
do.
look like they are.
Collision was fine. Like, I enjoyed it. I remember enjoying it. But it wasn't my favorite. Like, I didn't have many notes from it. It was just like,
Nothing memorable.
oh, the Outrunners have been featured on Collision and Dynamite now, and
They're my favorite.
I'm very
team.
happy about that because those guys are fucking awesome.
They are. They should go back to 1987. That's where they belong.
Well, them and the Workhorsemen. I'm happy that they're getting time too because
yeah.
Oh my! Could you imagine if they had like a feud with them, those two, like if they started doing like a thing with those two, and then throw the Iron Savages in there? That'd be like 1980s ahoy.
It's fun though. It's that nostalgic piece, I think.
Yeah.
Like I see them and I just think stupid 1980s wrestlers, and I love it because it reminds you of being a kid.
Yeah.
You know. And I think there's you need a little mix of that because sometimes just new age stuff I love, like Road Dogg today was talking about Orange Cassidy. I don't get it. It doesn't make sense to me. If you like it, fine, that's great, but I don't understand it. I also didn't understand CM Punk. He's fair at promos. And I'm sitting there like, dude, he was better at promos than you.
I mean, yeah.
So I don't know. I look at that and I just kind of go, it's cool. Like, I like the new shit. I like the Orange Cassidy shit, but like, it is fun to have those throwbacks too. I like a mix.
And it's like, it's especially unique because these guys can really work. Like,
yeah.
The guys that were in those roles in the 80s, they had the character because they couldn't necessarily do the same thing in the ring that like the Workhorsemen can do or the Outrunners can do.
Yeah.
It's nice to see both.
I agree. Andre can only doggy paddle. I keep looking at that. It's fucking funny.
It's true.
I
had
that
another
movie.
point to make. What was my point to make? I had a really good point and I forgot it now. Fuck. What else you got, bud?
Kip Sabian needs some more time too. He seems to be doing some stuff with the Workhorsemen, so that's good. I did enjoy the Keith Lee Samoa Joe match, but we talked about that already.
Yep. It could have been longer. That's the only thing.
Yeah. Fucking loved Swerve and Penta. Again, already talked about it. I don't have anything. The problem is that otherwise wrestling is pretty much quiet right now. Or at the very least, I don't have any news or like information outside of like what happened on Collision and what happened on Dynamite.
All right, everybody, have a great night. No, we won't.
See, this is what happened last week too. We like got to a point where like, okay, now let's look on Reddit and see if there's anything we can talk about.
Yeah, we're going on like 20 minutes right now.
28.
Okay. I watched a YouTube video today.
Great.
Between my morning breakfast and then when I came home, I finished it.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like a rundown of the 3-4 month feud between Giant Gonzalez and The Undertaker.
That was 3 to 4 months.
Actually, it was longer.
There's a full-on dedicated video to that.
Yeah, it was.
There's a lot of weirdos on the internet, Leon.
It's funny because like I'm watching it and like I remember it, but I don't remember it like how I remember it now. Like I'm looking at it like holy fuck. I remember when he debuted and it was like, look at that fucking guy. He's so tall, and they like made him stand closer to the camera and put him in a box that did all that shit. And then I saw his suit. I was like, that's stupid. Like his wrestling, his first match was a 1-on-3 count out win with like Louis Spicolli, and they all like ran away because they were scared of him. And then he had a match with Virgil that was like calling it the drizzling shits to be offensive to drizzling shits. It was so bad. And then
they didn't get that fuck money from that one.
This is the part I don't get. They had a WrestleMania, like some special thing they were doing for WrestleMania where they talk to all the people that are going to have big matches. And like they show like talking to The Undertaker who's in his gimmick and his gear and like Bret Hart was like in his gimmick, and Yokozuna was in his gimmick. So Giant fucking Gonzalez comes out, and he's in a fucking tuxedo. And he's like, if you watch it, he's either drunk or just completely in fuck off mode. He's like fucking around. He's laughing, he's dancing, he's having a good time. It's like, what the fuck? He's wearing a fucking suit. It's like the most. It's one of the most unsettling things I've ever seen. I'm gonna find it.
Oh dear.
Giant Gonzalez in a suit.
Oh dear.
Well, that's just showing him. Okay, maybe a tuxedo. It's kind of a tux. Okay, I'm not finding it. I'll have to find it later. I'll send you guys a link to the video. It was fucking funny. But I looked at that, then and I remember they turned him babyface after he lost to the Undertaker. He beat up Harvey Whippleman, and like people popped for him. I forgot how big people popped for him when he turned face. And then part of me is like, had you kept him, could he have gotten over as a babyface? Or was he just too shitty in the ring? I pose that question.
Maybe. Because from all accounts, he's just, like, in real life, he's just supposed to be the absolute sweetest guy in the world. You just have, I mean, you'd have to go like the Great Khali route and just let him murder fucking randoms real quick, like in the ring, and then have a mouth, have obviously not Harvey anymore because Harvey was the heel manager, but yeah, give him a babyface manager to talk for him.
Also, that with watching that segment also reminded me of when they turned Kamala face. And in order to do so, Reverend Slick took him bowling.
Oh my god!
So he went bowling in full on Kamala, he was wearing the Kamala stuff while he went bowling. I remember watching that as a kid, being like, "What the fuck am I watching?"
Oh, I loved the 80s.
That was the 90s, but
well,
that was the 90s. The 80s were good. The 90s was when it got kind of weird.
Yeah.
Because it seems like Vince gets something really hot, and then he runs with it a hair too long, and then it gets weird.
That sounds
just
pretty
fucking
accurate.
Weird. Like the Attitude Era was great. And then it's, now we're doing Katie Vick? What the fuck? Or the HL, do you remember the HLA, the hot lesbian action that never happened?
Jesus Christ.
And it was so cringe. It was so dumb. It was just one of those things where it was just like, oh, this is fun. I feel like a fucking asshole for watching this.
Or the live sex celebration.
Live sex celebration, yeah.
So we were just...
that also...
They were going to actually try to bone underneath there, but somebody couldn't perform.
That's not true.
I read it from like an interview or something that one of them did.
No, because they never could have. They never could have done that. How would they have had? That would have been pornography, Leon.
No, like under the covers, for real. Like, apparently it was supposed to be something with like those two, where they didn't really want to do the segment itself, but if they're like, we're gonna do this, fuck it, let's really have some stupidity with it.
I think they did say that, but I think if you listen to that interview with Edge, it's not what he means. We'll go over the top of it, but we're not comfortable doing it. Because I heard an interview with him once where they asked him about it, and he was like, "Oh, you must have gotten a boner doing that or something." He's like, "No, I didn't. I was scared as fucking shit. I was on live TV. It was the most uncomfortable moment of my career." So I don't think that happened.
No? Okay.
Do you remember that, bud?
Yes, I do. Just yuck. I fucking hated it. It was.
I thought it gave a little credence to Edge as being like a filthy asshole, but I thought it was like
Rated R.
It was too. It was almost dirty for the sake of being dirty. There was no real point.
Yeah, it was like, it was, I mean, it was vintage WWF at that point. Like they were doing that kind of shit with, like sexualizing women and just like having them like wrestle in pudding and shit like that. Like that was sort of the beginning of all of that. Or
kind of fucking promoter would do that, something like that, selling sex like that.
Would you say it was edgy for the sake of being edgy?
It was. The next thing you know, they'll want to do like a fucking Vaseline on a pole match or something shitty like that.
That was high art. That was not
Who
sexual.
the fuck would book shit like that? Vaseline on a pole, Jesus Christ.
Pretty sure that
Who the fuck would work a match like that? Jesus.
I think that was my idea, and I regretted it after it happened.
You shouldn't. This is like the 15th time that we brought it up on this podcast.
It's amazing. We need to get fucking actual video footage of this. We got to bother Rainville for it just to get it so we can like put it on here. Because I hope somebody fucking zoomed in on the globs of Vaseline just rolling out of Jensen's stomach here. As Leon fucking bolted to the back immediately. He rubbed it on him and then ran because he didn't want to get any on him. Oh. But yeah, you're right. That was just...
Yeah, I remember watching that with my girlfriend at the time, and they were like, how can you watch this shit? And I was like, well, the rest of it is pretty good. Like this... But like that was every week. They always had a segment that was just like over the top.
You gotta know, but please keep watching.
Yes,
it gets better.
Yeah,
that kind of shit. Yeah,
I heard a line from Paul White once where and I think this is true. For the Attitude Era, he's like, the Attitude Era was great, but it was also bad because it was like, what is there left to do? Like you've pushed every boundary every week. What the fuck do you do now? And that is what happened. And then they started pushing these weird things, like the Edge thing, like the pudding matches, like the gravy matches, like Katie Vick, where it was just like, this sucks.
It started turning into a lot of bait and switch stuff. So like, we're gonna do all this crazy stuff, and then we're not gonna actually show it. We're gonna have somebody take it off. I mean, because they can't. Obviously, but it's just the whole, we're going to do this and then not follow through with it, or have something stupid happen so it doesn't happen, and that kind of booking just gets fucking annoying. It's insulting to one's intelligence.
Yeah, and I think that is a common theme with WWE in the past 20 years is you're insulting my intelligence, and you're trying to work me in a stupid way. I do think back to the Attitude Era.
Come on, Town. There's still more story to tell, Town. There's still more story to tell.
For Cody, yeah.
No, for the Attitude Era.
So, I saw a good meme today. They have the Survivor Series poster out, and they have Cody on there with this face paint. Somebody put a Stardust face paint right next to it, and they looked almost fucking identical. And somebody's like, I guess Stardust is coming back. Like, yeah.
He painted his face again?
For the poster. It's like supposed to be war paint, but the way the war paint is on his face looks like it could be fucking Stardust.
I'm gonna look it up because I want to see it.
Gimme Stardust. It's a gimmick that never got its chance.
That was pretty bad.
Fuck you, I loved it. I loved that gimmick. Loved that gimmick.
I'm trying to think. I listen to a lot of weird shit. I've been listening to shoot interviews with the Warlord.
Okay.
They popped up on my feed, and I'm like, I'll watch this. He is a very well-spoken dude, and he's got some amazing fucking stories. And I listened to one where he was talking about all the steroids they took in the 80s.
Mm-hmm. Oh, God.
And he was talking about his cycles, and I was like, holy fuck, dude. He didn't look human. What else? He talked about fighting Demolition. I love listening to people talk about Demolition. I think Demolition might be one of my favorite tag teams of all time. And I don't know, I think it was just that era and the way that run was. But like hearing the way they,
man,
yeah, they were just good too, though. They were so different for WWF. But I listened to talk about working with them and the double turn they pulled and stuff, and it was really interesting. It's really interesting. I like Warlord. He's kind of a down to earth, cool guy. So, and he did have like a 15-minute rant on all the steroids he took, and now he's not ashamed of it and doesn't care.
Okay, cool.
Did you find the picture, bud?
I did. Yeah, I can see the.
Yeah.
I can see
It's
the relation there.
It's pretty funny. I mean, it's pretty fucking funny.
Bring back Starbucks.
Don't make me Stardust. Is he gonna win the Rumble this year? You think?
Sure, why not? Although, if you listen to the internet, CM Punk's coming back, and so he's going to be. If he doesn't come back at Survivor Series, people are going to think he's coming back at Royal Rumble. If he doesn't come back at Royal Rumble, people are going to start talking about WrestleMania. If it's not WrestleMania, then they're going to start talking about All In,
Money in the Bank,
or Money in the Bank. Yeah.
Or whatever whatever big show they have next in Chicago after Survivor Series.
I heard a rumor he's going to show up to NXT. To help train the young guys and show them how to navigate the business.
Wah, wah.
Fucking yeah.
I did legitimately hear that Shawn Michaels was interested in having him there.
But it really should have been crickets.
Yeah.
It's just untrue.
Sean did say he liked CM Punk, but I just don't think he can work right now. Huh?
Well, no, he can't because he's the devil. He still works for AEW, don't you know?
That'd be fucking amazing, wouldn't it?
I want it to happen, but I'm not getting my hopes up.
Okay. Since we don't have anything to talk about, I have a legitimate question. I have two in my head. We'll go with the first one.
Sure.
Early 90s WWF.
Okay.
Favorite goofy tag team. Not a good tag team, but like a goofy tag team. We're talking like 90 to 94.
Are the Bushwhackers in there? Because I like
Hell
the
yeah.
Bushwhackers. Or the who is the family that they did the stuff with the pig slop? Fuck, I can't remember their name.
Oh, Henry O.
Phineas I.
Mm-hmm. I liked them.
Hog and Pig. They were so fucking bad too.
They were so fun to watch, though.
The Smoking Guns. I love the Smoking Guns.
I enjoyed them.
I always think of when I think of Paul Roma and Hercules because they were just awful.
Power and Glory?
Yeah, they were awful. And then I think of fucking Paul. Oh, who the hell was it? It was somebody in Kato, the Orient Express. Okay, and it was like a Hawaiian and a white guy in a mask, and you could tell it would be Kato and
Say Tanaka.
Yeah,
like Paul Tanaka.
Pat Tanaka.
Pat Tanaka.
Tanaka and Kato were like, they were supposed to be like from China, from Japan, but they were Chinese. I remember that. I remember
Mr. Fiji.
Specifically them saying they were from Japan, but then they would call them Chinese all the fucking time. And I was like, they're not. And I was like,
it's not the same country.
Wait, I'm 8 years old. I'm like, that's not the same fucking country. What are they talking about? They were really good workers, but they didn't care about them because they were too small. Natural Disasters.
That's not a silly tag team. That's a great tag team. That's not a silly tag team.
They were pretty silly. Quebecers.
The Fabulous Rougeaus.
Well, they turned into Quebecers. One of them still wrestling, the other one's fights with Kevin Owens. After he turned face again, Sergeant Slaughter's last run in the WWF was as a tag team partner with Hacksaw Jim Duggan. And they were so goofy. I saw them live in Stevens Point. Hacksaw signed my foam 2x4 that I don't know where the fuck it is. Pretty sure it's in a landfill somewhere.
For sure. For sure.
Good old Hacksaw.
No.
What about your favorite early 90s goofy wrestler? Not a jobber, but like a wrestler that was just fucking ridiculous.
The Mountie.
But you... Oh, yes. I love the Mountie.
I loved the Mountie. Like, he was amazing. But he was ridiculous. He came in on a fucking horse with a big hat. Like, why are you here?
And he had the shock stick.
Oh my god, the shock stick.
And then they had the one that was supposed to be bigger, and it was like the Shockmaster 5000. Oh, I loved it. It was so fucking amazing. Oh.
Oh, good lord.
Repo. I liked Repo.
Repo Man
Everybody
was
loved
good.
Repo Man.
Yeah.
Heel Doink. Heel Doink. Heel Doink was amazing. Face Doink was not. Heel Doink was
Heard a
fucking
story.
great.
Heard a story on another cast I listened to recently about the whole thing with Repo Man was Darso pitched him, you know, he's going to be this asshole heel thing, but eventually he starts like turns into a Robin Hood thing.
I heard that.
And goes face.
I probably listened to the same thing you did because I heard that too. So
Tembo?
yeah.
Yeah, I was just like, oh my god, that actually would have worked. But then they just decided they were never going to turn him face. They were
He was
just gonna keep him heel.
he was so weirdly likable because he was like a fucking Batman villain.
Oh my god, I forgot the
Yeah,
mask. I forgot the
Yeah.
He was
mask.
so fucking over the top with his mannerisms and everything. Yes,
You didn't pay
With
your
the fu-
bills. No, I'm
with the
gonna
fucking
take your bike.
domino mask. Yeah.
Ah, then he'd drive away. Oh, he was fucking amazing. He was so fucking amazing. That was fun. That era was so fucking fun because it was so stupid. Other favorite, one of my not favorite wrestlers was El Matador Tito Santana because I found that to be slightly offensive, which was customary. That or Saba Simba.
Oh
God.
good lord.
Yeah.
Where Tito had to go back down to Mexico and learn the art of fucking bullfighting to become a better wrestler.
Then he lost to everybody.
Yeah, seriously. Fuck.
He's got such a weird career because he was always like just like one or two little pushes away from being a fucking world champion. Like in '92 when they wanted to take the belt off of Flair and they wanted to move away from the steroid trial. Like Tito was Vince's first fucking choice. Was supposed to be Tito Santana. And if they would have went with him, could you imagine how different that would have been? Because their line of thinking was we need a technical champion that can work. That's a baby face. Like we need a guy like that. We need a guy that's kind of different from Hogan. And they were like, well, we could do Tito. Or we could do Brett. And Brett was kind of the unknown. And Tito was like a 14-time IC champ. Tito was so good in his prime though. Skinner. Do you remember Skinner the Swamp Man?
Maybe?
I saw him in Stevens Point, and everybody when he came out always acted like he smelled really bad. And I was like, he doesn't smell bad. No, he smells like a normal dude. Like, what the fuck? I was confused. I loved Skinner. And he was in like before he was in WWF, he was in like some Sex Symbols tag team down in the Florida, wrestling in Florida in the territory. There's like pin-up pictures of him and his tag team partner. And then he turned into fucking Skinner. Oh. Then he turned into back. Can't make that shit up.
This is wrestling.
At all.
This is wrestling.
Think of who else.
I don't remember much about the 90s.
I remember a lot of stupid WWF. It's like WCW stupid gimmicks were way stupider.
Like, and in some cases, offensive.
I'm Black Blood. I'm an executioner from a little town in France. I'm Yoshi Kwan. I'm a white guy who grew my hair long. I have fake eyebrows. I have tape pulling my eyes back.
Oh god.
And it's just like, oh, that was Yoshi Kwan because he wasn't even. Yeah.
That's the shit that's really hard to watch. Like,
who greenlit this at any fucking point? You know.
Do we have any question? Do we really?
That was WCW.
Yeah, Vince still did it. I still blame Vince.
Well,
I forgot we were talking about WCW.
I actually found like 92, 93 WCW was way more racist than Vince was, which is saying something because, well, you know, but
Who was running it at that point, Hurd or Watts?
he brought in Harlem Heat, and he had Colonel Parker, like, you know, dressed like a fucking rich guy who like owned a plantation, and then those two came to ring in chains, and they were dressed like slaves. Their names were Kent and Cole because Cole is black. The fans will get it that way.
And Sister Sherry.
Yeah, it was bad. It was bad. Max,
Like, ugh. Like, those are hard to be, like, even the whole different time, different place thing.
I remember watching a lot of that, and that really was. I don't know why that happened. I mean, I have an idea, but I'm not going to go down that rabbit hole because it'll get us a completely different direction. But
I mean, if you go back through wrestling's history, there's, you know, stereotypes, tropes, plays on, you know, internal biases and all that fun stuff. So,
well, Hulk Hogan's only Hulk Hogan because Vince McMahon Sr. wanted him to have an Irish name so the Irish fans would cheer him. That's why he's Hogan.
and he had to dye his hair blonde for, I don't know a lot of blonde Irish folks. I mean, I'm sure there are, but when you think Irish, do you think fucking
We
bleach
broke
blonde
Bud.
hair?
We officially broke Bud right now. He's just like, what the fuck?
I didn't know that, and my brain hurts now that I do.
You hadn't heard that one?
How did you not hear that?
I've never heard that. Now I feel like there's a thumbtack stuck in there. Oh my god.
Like Terrence and Sterling Boulder and all that, and then you never heard that's how he got the last name Hogan?
No.
Oh, fuck. And then it was something like, wasn't he on like Regis or some shit? And they were like, you're with Lou Ferrigno, and you're like, you're bigger than the Hulk. So they started calling him that. There's some shit like that. This is where he got the Hulk thing from.
Mm-hmm. That part I knew.
The Hogan thing was completely racist.
Can I get those Irish fans cheering?
Because that's where he built the whole thing around Bruno because of the heavy Italian American population around New York City.
Mm-hmm.
It worked for him. He wanted another one.
I mean, it kind of worked for him again.
It worked for his kid in a different way.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, for sure.
Wrestling's very racist, just like Chief J Strongbow.
Jesus.
Oh, God.
Was an Italian man? Like, what the fuck?
Much in the same way that Muhammad Hassan was.
Oh my god.
Yep. Speak of Italian wrestlers that had stupid gimmicks. Salvatore Sincere.
Who is this? I do not know who this is.
Though.
He would like 96 WWF. It was Tom Brady.
Okay, never mind. I was thinking of somebody else. I'm sorry.
Who were you thinking of?
I can't remember which one, but one of the guys in the FBI with that kind of name.
Oh,
because the whole thing with the FBI was like, other than what was it, Enzo? Like all the rest of them were obviously not Italian, but just acted out the stereotypes and everything.
No, Salvatore Sincere was Tom Brady, who got the gimmick, the Patriot, from the actual Patriot. Yeah. But he was there, and he wore pink tights, and he was very nice to everybody. So he was sincere, and he'd tell you the truth, and he was sincere. But he was a heel. So sometimes he'd tell you things you wouldn't want to hear. But he talked like an Italian cartoon.
Oh God!
Like a Looney Tunes Italian would talk, and it was fucking stupid.
That sounds.
And then Steve Austin beat the shit out of him in like '97, and then he came back as Tom Brady. And he's like, "That's not me. I'm not a gimmick. I'm a real person." And then he got fired.
I am a man, not a fish.
He had like a weird run where he was like in a feud with Sable and Mark Merrow, I think, or something like that. He did something weird with them. So
that sounds familiar for some reason. I was a fan of Mark Merrow. Or rather the Mark Merrow Sable feud thing. It wasn't.
Were you a fan of Mark Merrow or Johnny B. Bad?
Not Johnny B. Bad.
I love Johnny B. Bad though. He was so good.
Isn't that who he was in WCW? Or no?
Yeah, but it was good. It was good. It was good because he fit that to a T, and he was charismatic, and like then he hurt himself, and he had no personality in WWE. I'm a wild man. Rawr.
See, I enjoyed it because it was just like it was like an abuser getting his comeuppance.
Okay, that part, yes.
I enjoyed that. That's what I enjoyed about it.
Were you a big Sable fan? Because I was not a big Sable fan.
I like Sable.
I never gave a shit about Sable.
I think I enjoyed
Sunny.
I
preferred Sunny. And then I went from Sunny to Marlena.
Marlena was cool.
I never cared about Sable. Ever.
I think I had more invested in like I found Sunny more enjoyable to look at, but Sable was like she had more storyline going for her.
I thought Sable was so flat and had no personality, and I thought Sunny
that's
was
also true.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Like, she wasn't a wrestler. She wasn't a performer. She was married to a fucking wrestler, and Vince saw her and like, I want to put you on TV. And I mean, who the fuck says no to that?
I mean, it's fair. Yeah.
It's a lot of money. She made a lot of money. She was like their second biggest star.
Seriously, yes.
But
like I get it. I get the hate for her because, you know, she was one of the last, well, not one of the last, but I mean, she was one of the biggest of, she's just there as eye candy, even though they tried to sell her as a competitor and everything.
I think she was the biggest example of that.
Yeah.
I think Miss Elizabeth, is an example of that.
That's the thing. Liz was never presented as a competitor or as a women's champion or anything like that. Or wait, didn't she get that? Didn't she get it in WCW at some point?
She wrestled in WCW, and it was really bad.
I feel like I remember something.
That's really
seeing
bad.
pictures or something. Okay, yeah, she wasn't good.
And then Sunny would be next.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they kind of all fit that same mold of we're not really a wrestler, but we're super popular. But I feel like Elizabeth is different in that scenario because she was like
first lady of wrestling.
Yeah, and that's like I believe that. Like I honestly, I believe that because it was like they were almost like I don't know, like regal. Like she felt like super important and not like I'm just here to show you my body. It was more like I'm dignified and I'm feminine but I'm also strong and I'm also this. She was amazing. Elizabeth was amazing. So was Macho though. Sunny, she's in prison now.
She sure is.
Ow!
Couldn't have happened to a nicer person.
Yeah, it turns out she's not so good.
No.
He killed the guy, didn't he?
A little bit, yeah. A little bit.
a little bit. A slight DUI murder.
Slight murder.
She really fell apart. She really got addicted to shit.
Yeah.
Shawn Michaels dodged a bullet there. What about the Sultan?
Boy.
Rikishi put on a mask and pretended he was from the Middle East. What about Quang?
Oh,
you remember Quang? Quang was a Puerto Rican ninja that was supposed to be from Japan. But it was just Savio Omega.
The ultimate fighting machine.
Kama Mustafa.
I don't know why people think that wrestling is racist. I don't know where anybody gets that from.
Fucking mystery. The world may never know.
Oh, good lord.
They had some really bad shit gimmicks, though. I mean, it was Aldo Montoya, Man of War.
Oh my god.
Portuguese Man of War.
That was
Portuguese Man of War, please.
I just remember he debuted, and everybody's making a big deal, and he comes out, and I think it was King. He's got a jock strap on his head. That was it. Put a fork in him. He's done. Oh, and that was just incredible.
That was just incredible. Yeah.
Yeah.
PJ Polacco.
That one was bad. That one was fucking bad. The Berserker. I always loved the Berserker. He would fucking hit his opponents out of the ring for a count-out win.
Bruiser Brody Light.
I kind of like that, actually.
But, like, gimmicky Bruiser Brody. Like,
Yeah, Bruiser Brody Light.
Not even. Don't even give him that credit.
Need to swing a chain instead of a sword.
Yeah. Then he tried to stab the fucking Undertaker, and Bobby Heenan's like, "What? He was trying to make cold cuts." I fucking love Bobby Heenan.
Oh my god. Bobby Heenan was a lunatic, for sure.
He was so good, and he was a smartass at the same time. And he fucking Jesse Ventura was another great color commentator.
Yeah,
because he would just call shit out when it was stupid. Because he just couldn't fucking handle it, and nobody gave a shit because he was so popular.
Oh, good lord.
Like during the Shockmaster debut, where he's laughing the whole time. He's like, "What a shocking debut with a Shockmaster!" As he laughs.
Oh, the Shockmaster. He had a sparkle helmet from Star Wars. Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh,
it was so stupid.
Part of Sting's legacy.
I'm the Shockmaster.
He's here to shock the world.
Poor Fred Ottman.
Uncle Fred.
I'm trying to think of what other fucking... Because it was so... That time to me was just so fun. Because we were young, and even when it was stupid, you didn't always realize it was stupid. Some things you do were bad. Money Incorporated, I thought was a stupid tag team, but I like them. They're both really good workers.
Who was Money Incorporated? Please remind
me. $1 Million Man and Erwin R. Shyster.
Oh, right. Yeah. I figured it was...
Michael Wall Street.
VK Wall Street. Depending on the day. He was also VK Wall Street when he came back. Vincent Kennedy, Wall Street. Because Eric was funny.
The Voodoo Kid Mafia.
I remember when Bossman left WWF and went to WCW and became the Guardian Angel. Because he came in as the boss and wore the same suit, then they wouldn't let him do that. Even though he wore the suit in NWA first, the Bossman suit. So he had to change his name, so he became the Guardian Angel.
Oh my god. That sounds wretched.
It was pretty bad. But he dressed like one of the Guardian Angels. Like there's a group of people called the Guardian Angels.
Yeah.
That wear like the sashes and shit and the little hats. He fucking came out wearing that. And it was like...
They were like a vigilante group, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah. But he was part of the Guardian Angels.
I'm now... I know this isn't what you're describing, but I'm now imagining him in like crossing guard gear. Like the sash and the... Maybe he's got like a cone that he puts on his head.
Walking these kids across the street. Be nice.
And of course the glasses. He's got to keep the glasses. Oh, good lord.
Love it. Bossman was great though.
I enjoyed the Bossman.
I have all my old WWF magazines still.
Oh wow.
From like the early 90s up to like probably 98, 99. I should go look at some of those fucking old stupid gimmicks. Thurman Sparky Plug.
Was that Bob Holly?
That was Bob Holly.
Oh, good lord.
Excuse me, it's Sparky Thurman Plug.
No, it was Thurman Sparky. That is his name was Sparky. They called him Sparky Plug.
Sparky.
Which is...
Wasn't it Sparky Thurman Plug for
no,
STP?
Thurman?
Oh.
I don't think it was.
We're verifying.
Sparky Thurman Plug?
Plug.
I didn't even think of that. I thought it was Thurman Sparky Plug. Maybe I'm remembering that wrong. I could. Vlad's looking.
Nope, Thurman's Sparky Plug. According to Wikipedia, to be fair, but...
Yeah, that's a good point, but I'm pretty sure it was Thurman Sparky Plug.
Your thing is way more clever, and they should have gone with it, but they didn't.
Like, I'm pretty sure I didn't come up with that, so...
They actually made him race a WWF race car in some races.
I vaguely remember that.
They made a big deal about it. Fucking, who else was goofy back then?
Brock Lesnar.
Mantar. Love me some Mantar with the cow head. Every time I think of bad wrestlers, I think of that fucking one we talked about already that had the magician, like Phantasmo or whatever, that did the magic wedgie. That did the magic wedgie as a finisher, and Bud didn't believe me, and then he saw it and was like, what the fuck?
What the hell's going on here?
Or Battle Cat, his finishing move was the cat's cradle. He'd put you in a cradle and fucking pin you. Just like, what the fuck?
Oh, love it.
Who greenlit this shit?
I'm gonna blame Vince.
Battle Cat.
I remember Warlord and Barbarian, and Warlord was cool. Then he left and came back, and then he became a cyborg, and half of his head had like a metal plate on it.
Oh, what the fuck? Yes, Jesus.
And he had like the fucking the little thing he held it like the fucking branding iron.
Mm-hmm.
He had a branding iron with a W on it for Warlord. I was like, why the fuck do you have that?
Gonna piss off Terry Funk for gimmick infringement.
Prop we stole from somebody else. It has a W on it. You're the Warlord. Let's just fucking use it. But then Barbarian started wearing, so after they split up, that's what Warlord did, and Barbarian went with Bobby Heenan, and he started wearing fucking deer antlers to the ring.
Mm-hmm.
Jesus Christ.
And that didn't get over. I'm stunned.
Oh, it's a shocking.
Was the cyborg helmet thing in response to Terminator or Terminator 2 coming out? Probably Terminator 2?
Very possible.
91?
That's probably it. I don't fucking know. I think we need to get Vince on the show to ask him some questions.
I'll call him.
He would fucking hate us.
Oh, God.
Just fucking absolutely hate us.
I think you're right.
Bunch of fucking marks.
You like what I tell you? You're gonna tell me Roman Reigns is the greatest star ever. Then Leon's gonna come mow my lawn. Bud's gonna give me an iced tea.
I ain't knowing nobody's goddamn lawn.
Bud's gonna give me an iced tea with a lemon.
I'll do that.
Bud?
Why not?
Bud, get him an iced tea. Get him an iced tea with lime.
Sorry. Let me go get you one with lemon.
Dear God.
Do the outro, bud.
Okay, bye.